It seems like for over a year now, we keep hearing about this wall of maturities, and there are a lot of worries tied to that about, around refinancings. And we're in the midst of the wall now. So I wanted to ask you both, to what degree were those worries valid, given what we've seen so far?
I think the worries are definitely valid. It takes time for us to start to see the credit impacts from things like this, though. If you think about the GFC, starting in September of 2008, it took a couple of years, really, and that was a very intense liquidity event for the market. It was a much greater actually impact than what you would expect right now. And that took a couple of years basically before we started to see delinquency rates, really start to shoot up and get to their peak. So it takes time for this to come through. I do think that there's probably a ability to manage this better than the GFC. There's a lot of mechanisms in place that both what we learn lessons from the GFC as well as the regulators encouraging workouts and extensions and allowing the dust to settle a little bit rather than go right into defaults and liquidations. So there's some protections this time around, but we're gonna see headlines around defaults and liquidations coming up related to these maturities, and it's definitely a pain point for banks and other lenders.